Ontario is the second largest province in Canada with a population of 13.6 million, which is almost 40% of all Canadians. The province flag has the Royal Union flag on the left and a symbol underneath with 3 golden maple leaves to represent Ontario and the Red Cross of St. George, the traditional flag of England. This design shows the historical and cultural loyalty of Ontario to Canada and England. The deer, moose, and bear on the coat of arms are the most common mammals indigenous to Ontario, and the Latin motto on the coat of arms translates to "Loyal she began, loyal she remains." Until the end of the War of 1812, Ontario was full of Aboriginal people and immigrants from the U.S. The original tribes of Ontario, Algonquin, Ojibwa, Cree, and Iroquois, who are still celebrated and around the area today, named the land Ontario, meaning glittering waters for its abundance of lakes. Ontario is made up of 3 different climatic regions. The Hudson Bay lowlands, located up north, is an area of marshy lands and is known for its polar bears. The Canadian Shield, which forms the ancient geological core of North America, contains the oldest rocks in the world and is mostly flat with rounded hills. The Great Lakes St. Lawrence lowlands, in the border between Ontario and the U.S., is great for Ontario's agriculture. The St. Lawrence River is vital to local economy and commerce. The Upper St. Lawrence region, known as the Thousand Islands, used to be a retreat for the rich in the 19th century, but is now a popular spot for tourists. There are few mansions featuring Gothic windows and hidden passageways. The Great Lakes, Superior, Huron, Michigan, Erie, and Ontario support 25% of Canadian agriculture and supply about 25% of Canada with drinking water. The Georgian Bay Island National Park, consisting of 63 small islands, is tucked into Lake Huron and is a popular place for hikers. Flowing in a northerly direction from Lake Erie to Lake Ontario is the Niagara River, which leads to the famous Niagara Falls. 3,160 tons of water flows over the Niagara Falls waterfalls every second, which produces over 4 million kilowatts of electricity. No matter what time of day or season you visit, you are sure to find a beautiful sight. Within an hour and a half of driving from Niagara Falls, you can reach Toronto, Ontario's first and largest city, created in 1834. Here you can visit the CN Tower, which stands at over 1,000 feet tall. It is complete with glass floors, LED lights, a revolving 360 restaurant, and a new feature, the Edge Wall, where you can lean off the tower if you dare. On a clear day, you can see Niagara Falls in New York from the top. Another popular attraction is the Royal Ontario Museum, which includes art, world culture, and history. It is one of the largest museums in North America, which is used for research and contains the world's largest collection of fossils from the Burgess Shale with over 150,000 specimens. Bruce Peninsula National Park is the core of UNESCO's Niagara Escarpment World Biosphere Reserve. Here you can find a large variety of wildlife and great views of the turquoise waters. Northeast of Toronto is Canada's capital city, Ottawa. Queen Victoria chose this as the capital because it was along the border of Ontario and Quebec, the center of Canada at the time. In this cultural and highly political city, you can find the Parliament Hill, where politicians debate current issues in Gothic-style buildings overlooking the Ottawa River. In the summer, you can experience the changing of the guard ceremony in the morning and spectacular light shows in the night. Celebrations also occur here on Canada Day, July 1st, where thousands gather for fireworks and a good time. The National Gallery of Canada gives Canadians a sense of pride in their country's rich history, science, art, and culture. It has a strong contemporary art section and also includes an Indigenous exhibition. The Rideau Canal connects the city of Ottawa on the Ottawa River to the city of Kingston on Lake Ontario. The canal was opened in 1832 in case of war with the U.S., but is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In the winter, this canal becomes the world's largest ice skating rink, which is the same size as 90 Olympic ice hockey rinks. North Ontario is less populated, but Thunder Bay is the dominant city of northwestern Ontario that has an advantage in air, rail, and shipping traffic since it's near continental transportation routes. In the 17th century, it was a French fur trading outpost and was continuously used for transportation since. Sudbury is the dominant city of northeastern Ontario that has an advantage in the mining industry. Ontario produces 60% of all manufactured goods exported out of Canada and has a diversified economy. Ontario's leading exports today are motor vehicle parts, precious metals and stones, especially nickel, mechanical equipment, and plastic. Ontario has more museums and art galleries than any other province and hosts more live theater performances than anywhere else outside of London's West End or New York City's Broadway. The 700 museums and historic sites in Ontario provide citizens with pride in their country and emphasizes Canada's achievements and history. Ontario holds hundreds of music festivals featuring jazz, blues, chamber music, orchestras, folk, and dances such as ballet. Sports such as Canadian football, curling, skiing, and sledge hockey also make up Ontario's rich culture. Altogether, Ontario is full of magnificent sights which are visited by millions of tourists per year. Will you be the next lucky visitor to experience Ontario's beauty?